Here are 4 overlooked reasons why your L4-L5 or L5-S1 disc bulge or herniation isn't getting better. Now, I personally lived with over a decade of chronic low back pain after rupturing my L5-S1 disc, and I'll tell you firsthand that 3 of the 4 here were some of the biggest reasons why I was in pain for so long. Now, before we dive in, I want to give you a chance to answer a question that I am sure you've thought about over and over and over. Is my back pain fixable without doctors, drugs, or surgery? I keep going to see these people, they keep telling me to do things and it's not really working. I feel like I've tried everything. Can I do this on my own? And I put together a very simple quiz that you can take. It's gonna answer questions about your back pain to determine whether or not you can actually fix it at home with your own knowledge, learning a little bit, but applying some very simple strategies for lasting relief. If you wanna answer that question for yourself, just go to fitnessforbackpain.com/quiz or go to the link in the description box below, take the quiz, and based on your results, I'll send you the best plan of action for you to follow. Now, the first most overlooked reason why your L4-L5 or L5-S1 disc bulge or herniation has not gotten better, you're not seeing improvement, or it's getting worse, is a simple nutrition problem that I see a lot of times with people, and that's too much alcohol and not enough water. Now, nutrition, you can dive deep into anti-inflammatory foods and what you're eating from or how you're eating when it comes to your overall nutritional health. But 2 simple things that you can just laser focus in on now that can get you significant results is reducing how much alcohol you drink and increasing the water that you drink on a daily basis. There's a lot of reasons why alcohol can be detrimental to your healing, but the top thing that I really take into consideration is the fact that it dehydrates the body, right? We're trying to hydrate the disc, we're trying to keep things nice and healthy, and if you have something like degenerative discs like me or less disc space or bulges or herniations, we want to build healthy hydration habits and really cut back on anything that could be dehydrating our body and creating more of an inflammatory response in the body. And unfortunately, alcohol just does that. Now, a simple rule of thumb when it comes to water is half of your body in ounces per day. That holds about 20 ounces of water, and fill it up between 4 to 5 times a day. Second thing that's holding you back with an L4-L5 or L5-S1 disc herniation or bulge is overemphasizing the importance of good posture. This is something that has been taught and regurgitated 1,000 times, millions of times really, on the internet, and it's about creating this perfect environment in your body, or this idea that you need to have this perfect environment in your body for your body to feel comfortable, for it to feel relaxed and safe, so that the pain can go away or your body can heal whatever damage you might have done. And this is just not the case. There will always be camps of people who say perfect posture is the secret to lasting pain. And I'll tell you personally, myself, after rupturing my L5-S1 disc, being diagnosed with degenerative discs above that site, spending years chasing perfect posture and ergonomic workstations and environments for my body, it's just not the case. What tends to happen when we are so hyper-focused on posture is we're creating tension in our body. We're making muscles that are designed to contract and be rigid when needed, but also relax and to let go when they're not needed. So when we're in a position where our body should be able to relax, like sitting or standing in line or something like that, we should be able to find a very comfortable, relaxed state within our body, within our muscles, right? But what happens is we create tension. We want to hold ourselves up, lock our shoulder blades back, and have what looks like a really, really good posture, but all that's doing is creating tension in the body. So you take this fabricated tension, then you take the already guarded, protective tension that you have because you're in pain and you're trying to be really safe when you move around, and it's a recipe for disaster. So here's a quick tip that you can do to fix it. Whenever you find yourself tense, guarding, or trying to reset and create this perfect posture, I want you to take 3 deep breaths and melt everything into whatever it is that you're doing. If you're sitting in your car, you're really stressed out, sitting in traffic, and you're trying to have everything all nice and neutral, take 3 deep breaths and relax into your seat. You can use this strategy in any environment. The key is being consistent in working towards letting go of perfect posture and prioritizing safety and relaxation. Now, this third one was a big one for me. I personally didn't have a lot of hamstring tightness. Oftentimes when you deal with L4-L5 or L5-S1 herniations and bulges, you're dealing with some sciatica, right? And sometimes this sciatica can create symptoms, or this injury in the low back can create tension downstream from the actual injury site. And this often comes in the form of tension and tightness. Now, I would have tight glutes, and when my pain would really flare up, it would go into my hamstrings, where I felt like my hamstrings were just really, really tight. But I had more of it in my low back and my glutes. Now, what I would do, and what I don't want you to do, is chasing after these tight muscles with stretching. So if your hamstrings seem always tight, and they physically are tight when you do like random hamstring tests, don't jump right into stretching them. Again, going back to the second reason why we stay stuck is there could be a lot of protection or guarding going on within your central nervous system, right? When we're in pain and we're having, maybe it's sciatica or any kind of disc related symptoms, our body's going to turn into this protection mode where it's gonna get stiff, it's gonna get tight, it's gonna limit your range of motion because it wants you to protect your low back. And what you do, by no fault of your own, you say, hey, my stuff is tight, let's stretch it, let's twist the low back, let's do things that pull on those tight muscles. And we're trying to stay away from that at all costs. So here's what I want you to do instead. Whenever you're experiencing disc-related issues, maybe it's sciatica or glute and you have tightness going down your hamstrings, spend some time on your face, on your stomach. I call this tummy time. And what you're gonna do is lay some cushions out on the floor, go hard floor, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And I want you to just lay in this tummy time position for at least 3 to 5 minutes, always prioritizing your comfort, taking deep breaths into your low back and trying to get this area to relax. From there, we're going to then start by stacking our fists under our chin. What you see me doing here is moving myself through a range of extension. When we're dealing with a herniation, bulge, any kind of disc issue, it's important that we regain the range of motion, whether that is flexion and extension. Now, common issues with disc herniations or bulges is you have sciatica and you lose the ability or lose the sensation of feeling comfortable in extension. So what we're gonna do is regain that ability over time. So start with your tummy time. You can stack fists until you're working up to more and more extension. Fourth and final reason you're not getting better with your current disc injury is you have a lot of masking habits going on. Now, what I mean by that, we tend to use certain modalities like foam rolling or stretching or exercise as a way of getting some relief, right? We go to the gym, it feels good, we're on the treadmill, we're moving around, then we go onto the floor and do some weights. And eventually those feel-good hormones kind of start getting released in our body. And now what used to be a tight, achy back seems like a little bit more relaxed and less painful, less edgy. So what we do is we keep going back to the gym. We train 5 days a week, 6 days a week, and 7 days a week, thinking that, okay, if I just keep myself moving and exercising, my pain will stay away. Now, the big question I want you to ask yourself, if you find yourself using exercise to get relief, but then after you stop exercising, 2 days later, your pain comes back and then you're back in the gym and you're kind of fighting this back and forth. If that is you, I want you to really think about, is the exercise helping me or hurting me? The only way that we can really do this is by auditing these masking strategies that we have. And if it's exercise for you, or if it's massages or chiropractic adjustments, whatever it may be, I want you to take that one thing and eliminate it from your life 100%. That sounds crazy, but this is how you take more of a scientific approach to what you're doing for your low back. So if you were to remove exercise from your strategy and your back flares up, your pain comes back, that is a sign that the exercise, which is a good thing, is only masking the symptoms that you have. If you remove exercise and your pain comes back, you still have a problem. And the exercise is only just masking it, making it worse, till eventually you're not gonna be able to exercise at all because the pain's gonna be so bad. Now, if you stop exercising or stretching, if you stop these masking symptoms and you feel better, that is a sign that you are doing too much for your pain system. Oftentimes, when I'm working with someone one-on-one, we have a desensitizing phase of their healing process. A part of this is what I call my pain reset process. And every one-on-one student that I work with goes through this season because they have to understand what is helping and what is hurting. And when we look at their life and the strategies that they're implementing, we start to see things that they're doing that they thought were helping, but in reality, it's actually just keeping them in this constant recovery mode where exercise is good or maybe adjustments feel good in the moment. But after these events or strategies that they implement, their body is constantly recovering. So when we remove these things and the body's like, I can kind of take a breath of fresh air, now we can say, okay, when we add something back in, we want to make sure that when we add this in, it's getting us better results, not resetting and keeping us stuck in this always recovering mode where the pain always comes back. Masking symptoms is one of the #1 reasons why people like you stay stuck in pain. So if there's anything that you focus on over the next 2 to 3 days is really looking at the things that you're doing to help with your symptoms that aren't really taking them away for good. What you do for your low back should eliminate your pain for good, as in every week that you go through whatever process you're going through, you should be feeling better and better and better. Not adding more and more and more to your relief strategy or your daily desensitizing routine. No, you want to be working towards having to do less and feeling better and having the freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do at the intensity that you want to do it. Now remember, the #1 thing I want you to do first before anything else is answer the question, can I fix my back on my own? Do I need injections? Do I need surgery? Do I need more doctor's visits before I start making progress? And it's a very simple quiz that you can take that I've created. Just go to fitnessforbackpain.com/quiz or go to the link underneath this video here in the description, and it'll take you to the quiz. It has 12 very simple questions that, based on your results, I'm gonna send you the best plan of action for you to start with. Very, very simple. It's the #1 thing that's gonna help you understand why you've been stuck for so long and the strategy and pathway that you should be taking to see lasting relief. Thanks for watching. God bless, and I'll see you on the next episode.